Hi everyone! Welcome to our midweek scrap with me. I see a couple of you have already jumped on. Cheryl, Jody, hello. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me today. So if this is your first time here, then I just want everyone to know that I am a Creative Memories independent advisor. I'm located in Southern California and it is really hot today. Last time we met, it was really hot too, but I think we are officially in our first official heat wave of the summer. And so just to let everybody know, I am going to try this live tonight with my door and my window open. So hopefully, if you hear any background noise, I'm hoping we don't, but if we do, then and I'm not paying attention, please just let me know in the chat and I will quickly close those. Okay. So welcome. I see a few more people jumping on. Hi, Michelle. Cheryl, it's not Aiton. It's not Aiton in Texas too. I'm not sure what that means. It's not. Is it hot? Is it hot there too? I'm guessing. I'm sure Texas is, right? Last summer, actually in August, I was in Texas and it was pretty warm. So okay, so welcome everybody. And if you notice the chat is open, so please feel free to go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're from. Oh, maybe Cheryl, you're telling, oh yeah, it's hot. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hot there too. Yep, I can imagine. Probably a little bit more humid than it is here. At least it's kind of dry here today. Yes, Marianne, I prefer less heat too. I'm dying. And then, I don't know about your states, but California, we have these energy restrictions as well. So they kind of tell us when to not run our air, which is actually right now, my time is 5 to 8 and not to use electricity. So, oh, hi, Jane. Jane from Maine. Awesome. So glad everybody's here. Carla from Iowa. Hi. Nice to see everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start my promo video. So I'm sure, I don't know if everybody has had a chance to see all the wonderful new stuff that Creative Memories has launched this week. Just actually today's Wednesday, so just a couple days ago. And not only did they launch some wonderful product, but also they're offering free shipping, which is amazing. So on any order over $80 between now and September 9th, you can get free shipping. So good time to take advantage and a little bit of a gift. But let me let my video catch up here. This is what I really wanted to show you. If you haven't seen this yet, this Golden Harvest, this is brand new. It's so beautiful. I don't actually have the physical product. I ordered it on Monday, jumped on super early, and got my order in. And then yesterday I was looking online a little bit closer at it, and these papers just look so gorgeous. I can't wait until I get my shipment, which should come on Friday. So I'm very excited about it. In fact, if you're on my Facebook page, I might actually do an unboxing with this because I'm really excited to see it. So if you're not on my Facebook page and you want to be, there's a link. It'll be in the description of this video once it airs permanently to YouTube. So some great fall colors, but yet it doesn't have it doesn't scream super fall. So here's some better photos I found to show you of all the paper. There's a designer paper pack and there's a tone-on-tone paper pack. My video is running really slow. There we go. This is the tone-on-tone. Some nice, beautiful wood grains if you're into wood grain. There's a couple sheets of that in this paper pack. Yep, it's kind of like really fallish and end of summery. I love it. And of course, stickers. A lot of nice icons here and the border strips. Yeah, Cheryl, I agree. It's super beautiful. This time they're doing laser cut foil embellishment. So Creative Memories always changes that up. And this time they're going to do laser cut plus foil. So that's interesting. And some layered borders. Very nice. And of course, if you want to do it, they have a fast to fab bundle. Get it done quickly. And they're introducing 2 new colors. So Creative Memories is going through a whole new change of their color stocks. And this this time they're releasing Tangerine and Canary, and both of these will be in their line permanently. See, these are nice additional colors to go with those that fall paper pack. Yes, Marion, nice rich colors, exactly. That's what I really like about it. Yeah, Carla, my favorite is always the tone on tone also. I mean, I like the other pack has very little bit of icons, I think, but I do love the tone on tones usually are my favorite. And you haven't gotten yours either yet. They're pretty quick about shipping, so I'm hoping that UPS doesn't mess that up this time. And here's the border making cartridge that they put out with this collection. It's called the Pyramid Keyhole. That looks pretty cute. I like when they're kind of generic and they're not so theme specific that you can't use it on a lot of different layouts. And I feel like this one's going to have a lot of uses to it. Oh, Michelle, you're getting yours tomorrow? Lucky, you must live closer. California, we get them a little bit later. And this is just the Border Maker cartridge up close. And then, of course, they released all of the Oktoberfest materials for everyone on Monday as well. Last time we met, I did give you a little sneak peek. Advisors were allowed to pre-order this so that we can get ready for our crops that we're having. So now it's released to everybody, so you can go in and get this at any time. But stay tuned till the end because I'm going to give you even more of a sneak peek and talk a little bit more about my Croptoberfest plans. I don't know if my video is hung up or there we go. And of course, with the Oktoberfest, this is the punch that they put out with that. It's the autumn leaves. It's very cute. This one I think is pretty practical too, because it doesn't have to just be for autumn. This I think, well, it has, you know, typical autumn leaves on it, but I think that it could be for a lot of outdoor layouts. And then they released the brand new Christmas card set. Such beautiful cards, and this time they included some hand stitching on a couple of the cards, so that's pretty fun. You can see that one right there in the center. So those look really beautiful as well. Okay, here, let me come on back. So what do you guys think? Do you like all the new stuff? I usually fall for all that. I love all the new products always, right? But if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them up in the chat and I'll try and answer them for you. Okay, so what are we going to do today? If you saw the thumbnail, you know that we are going to be working with the Back to School collection. So let's talk about the collection first of all. This is one huge collection. There is so much in this collection, and it was a little bit, I have to say, it was a little overwhelming, right? Because there's 3 different paper packs to go along with this collection. There's all kinds of embellishments. There's the new extra large frame embellishments. There is a lot with this collection. But I have to tell you, to be completely transparent, I did not get it all. This was one of those collections where at first when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I want everything. And then when it came down to it, I really have a lot of school related items in my stash. So I thought I really should work through my stash first. I feel like this one might be out for a little bit of time, so maybe I can have some time to think about it. But I am really addicted to paper. I mean, let me go back to my other screen here. Like if you can see behind me, right? You can see my addiction to paper right here. And so I did get one of the paper packs that you see here on my desk, and it's the designer paper pack because I just felt like even if I got this and didn't specifically want to use it for school layouts, then there's a lot of other uses that I can use this for. So this was really the only thing I bought, except for I did buy the digital art kit. So I'll tell you about that in one sec. Let me just catch up with chat here. Yep, Michelle and Cheryl, they love it all. And everybody seems like they're getting, it looks like everybody was on the website Monday morning, right? Ordering Cheryl, you're the same as me, getting it on Friday. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so back to the digital art kit. So I am so addicted right now to those digital art kits. I'm not even sure why. I have just been really, really loving them. And I know we talked about this on a couple videos and even on our live broadcast, but there's just so much flexibility with it. You don't have to print specifically on your Cricut or your Silhouette. It does work, and it does cut out, makes the cutout a lot easier, but you can use any any type of word processing system like Word, or in my case, I have a Mac, so I use Pages, and I can print from there and get a nice printout from that. I also have been really using Canva, and if you haven't checked out Canva, I say check that out. It's phenomenal. There's a lot of options within Canva. In Canva, I can layer things up and then print them out, and of course you do have to cut them out there. So mostly I'll do journaling cards inside there because those are easy to cut. Okay, so the reason I mention that is because with this layout, with this collection, they put out those, they call them extra large layer frames, and I wanted to show you guys that within the digital art kit, you usually get all of the embellishments that come with the collection. So stickers, the die cuts are in there, and in this case they added the extra large frame. So I was very excited about that, and I tried it out, and this was my result. Now, this on the Creative Memories website, they said this was an 8x8, so I thought, okay, I'll try that. But then my Cricut actually has a limitation, and it wouldn't print quite that big, so I had to shrink it a little bit. And this was my first attempt. Let me show you a photo. Okay, so here's a 4x6 photo. It's my dog. She's at the beach, but you can't really see her. So my first attempt was this one, and you'll see here it was a little bit too small. That was me because I was trying to adjust based on the Cricut, not so much. This has nothing to do with Creative Memories. It's the thing with the Cricut, when you do print and cut, you could only print a certain amount. Okay, so you'll see I would have to trim it, but it would be okay. It would still work. There's still a lot of space exposed that you can still use the photo. But then I went back into Cricut Design Space, and I decided to print another one, and this time I made it a little bit longer because I can go up in the Cricut a little bit more than I can go out. So I made a little bit longer one, and now you'll see this one fits pretty nicely right in there. So still there's a little bit of play. You can trim your photo a little bit, but it's super nice, and I'm so glad I got this. Yep, Cheryl agrees that the digital kits are awesome. And I was even able to print out some other embellishments to add to this frame to give it the layered look. So you'll see, let me angle that just right so you can see the foam tape underneath. So I popped up a few of the elements. They're not exactly the same around the frame that are available in the digital art kit, but there were enough that I could add. I didn't want to pop up everything, so I still laid some flat, and then I added even extras to mine that they didn't have on theirs. So you'll see on both of them I was able to do that. So I'm telling you all this because I am going to use one of these tonight and make my page super easy. But yeah, that's always an option, right? So yeah, the money I spent on the digital art kit was probably what these would have cost anyway. So I guess it's all relative, right? Okay, so let's get into it. Oh, Cheryl, you do a class on Canva? So you teach Canva to people. Awesome. Yeah, it's so fun. It really is. Carla says she's watching in the car. Oh, but they're at their destination. Oh, okay. Okay, well, Carla, we'll be on replay. You can watch the rest later. Okay. So, what am I going to do tonight? I have some back-to-school photos of my daughter when she was in 4th grade. And that's my goal tonight, is to do a 2-page layout using our brand new paper and our jumbo frame. Just one. I'll save the other one for another layout. So I saw a layout, I don't know, maybe a week or so ago, and I loved it. It had like it was so easy. They just put like stripes or strips of paper down the entire width of the paper, and that kind of created their own background. And I loved it. I don't know where I saw that, but that doesn't matter anyway, because I'm not going to recreate their page. I just love the idea of the strips, and I've been thinking about it. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use that idea for this layout tonight. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use white as my background. I'm not going to come all the way down. I like to have a little bit of white space so that your eye can end right there, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. And I'm going to pick out my papers from this pack. So I needed 4 strips across. Let me just scoot that together. I need 4 strips across to cover the whole length of my paper, so they'll be 3 inches each. So Cheryl says, no, she doesn't do a class on how to, you do a class on me do a class on Canva. Oh my gosh, I'm by no means an expert. But I will say, for any advisors on here, I do use it a lot for, in fact, the video I was just showing, the promo items, that was done in Canva. I do a lot of my social media for Facebook and emails. I do all that in Canva too, and it's the thumbnails for like this video where if you were on early, you saw the countdown, that was in Canva. So there's just so much. I could probably try and do a class, but I am by no means an expert, so I don't know if I would just make that seem way more difficult than it is, but maybe I'll think about that one. So here's the papers that I picked out for tonight. I'm going to use the yellow stars. This little green, I don't know if we can see that. It's like little tiny dots really close together. And I'm doing a school layout, so I'm going to take this opportunity to bring in the school icon paper. The backside is a tone-on-tone bus, which really could be used for a lot of layouts. But since I'm doing a school layout, I want to get this one used. And of the apples, those are going to be my 4 strips across. And then I'm also brought in some of the blue paper. I'm thinking I'm going to use this blue paper to go as a mat, or at least a piece of it underneath my photo. So that's why I brought in both pieces of those, just in case. And then I brought in this brown, just in case I want to add some neutral to our layout, because there's a lot of loud colors here. So one way I can kind of hopefully tone that down a little bit is by using the brown, and it looks like a ruler. Okay, so my goal here is 2-page spread, and I'm going to get these cut into 4-inch strips. Nope, 3-inch strips. See, talking and working at the same time. Okay, 3-inch strips. I almost did it. Almost did 4. And I'm going to need 2 of them because I'm going to do a 2-page spread, and I'm going to continue the same design on the other side. So what is everyone doing today? Anybody scrapbooking tonight? Let me make sure I got this straight. I think, oh, there we go. Oh, I meant to change my mat. Let me change that really quickly. I'm getting a little bit of feathering on my paper, and I forgot that's the end of that strip. So let me just change it. If you didn't know, we have on the back of the trimmer where you can store your extra mat. So when I flipped it to number 3, I ordered one right away and make sure I had a spare. Okay, let me just move this up a little bit. Sorry about that. I really meant to do that beforehand. Okay. Okay, we're doing 3-inch strips, making sure that it's not a directional piece. That's okay on that one. Oh yeah, see how nice that was? No feathering. So smooth. Should have done that probably last week. Hi, Dawn. Dawn's making proposal boxes. proposal boxes. Is this something people buy, like a guy would buy to propose? Michelle. Oh, you're off work right now, so you're going to spend the next few days scrapbooking. Awesome. That is awesome. Oh yeah, this is cutting. This is getting so smooth. I should have probably changed that. I had a big groove in that one. Okay, and it's I might be using the stripes later, so I want to make sure on the stripes what direction I'm going. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's when the bridesmaids are asking their party to be in their wedding. That's great. Actually my son just proposed to his girlfriend, and she did that. She had some box, and it was really cute. And she I don't know if she made it herself or not, but I was there when she gave it to a couple of her bridesmaids. So okay, that's really awesome. Wow. Crafty people out there, right? Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I got my strips ready. Let me bring back in my base pages, my background, and then I'm just going to line them up. And like I said, I'm not going to come all the way down to the bottom, so I'm not going to let that trimmer get too far away because I will need to trim off. Probably I think I'm going to do like 3 inches. Let's see. We like this. Yep, I like this. I'm going to do red first. Yep, okay. Stack all these back up. Try and give them one cut. I'm going to take off 3 inches on each one. So if you're following along, you have a different way you want to cut your paper, you just want to end up with a 3 by 9 basically. But since this was a whole piece of paper, then I had no choice but to cut through it. That was a little thick. Even my new mat had a hard time. Okay, again, 3 inches. Okay. Let's see what we got here now. Put these back down. I want to do the red first. It was red, the school icons, the green, the yellow. And I'm going to repeat over here, the green and then the yellow. Okay. Hi, Irma. Watching tennis at the same time? That's okay. We're just getting started on the actual layout. We're doing a school theme layout using back to school. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere these down. You can see my paper's curling. I think it's the heat in this room. We were talking earlier about how hot it is. Okay. Need a little bit extra in that corner. Okay, so I'm just lining these straight up. I think if one is, I do want the bottom. The bottom is my main important part to get straight. Although I might be covering that up with my photo frame and my photo. So not too important, but I can always trim off the top if I needed to. So I want my bottom to be lined up. I love this blue one. It has little music notes on it. Probably should have used that side. No, I like the green. Okay, let me make sure that bottom is lined up. And the yellow. Okay. Now, I don't know why this happens sometimes, but I have a little bit of a hang off on that last piece. But you saw I did 3 inches on all of them, but maybe there's one that's not a little bit over 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to continue on the other side. This is going to be a very easy layout. This is probably the hardest part, getting these lined up. But once you get the first one lined up, they should all line up evenly, right? This one is popping up here a little bit. Okay. What else is everybody doing tonight? Or day, depending on where you're at, right? One more. That must be the one that got a little bit, put that one toward the top. I had a little problem. Okay, now this one's a little bit short, but not too bad. Let's see if I need to trim. That's okay. Okay, so that's my base for my layout. Oh, Cheryl's scrapbooking her travel pages. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so what are we going to do here? So I have that blue paper. And I'm thinking of putting a square on each side. I'm going to move this one aside for a moment. Let's just work on this page to kind of, I think, balance it and break it up a little bit, because this is where I'm going to use the frame that I printed using the digital art kit. Okay. Oh, and then what I didn't mention was for this, I told you I printed this one a little bit smaller while I was trying it out on my Cricut, and you saw it was a little bit too small for that 4x6 photo, but the school photos were not 4x6. They're more, oh, I forgot what it was, actually. Should have wrote it down. It was, these only came in a 5 by 3.5. So it was perfect for this frame. Look at that. I don't even need to trim it at all. I just need to get that frame on there. So my idea here is just this, to get her photo behind there, and then just make a big enough square that I could kind of have it hanging down into my white space. I wanted to add one more thing that I printed this also. This one was done in Canva. And if you're familiar with this kit, this collection, you'll know that this paper is normally a 12 by 12, but I don't have a 12 by 12 printer, so I can't. They give you all the paper with the digital art kit, but I can't print 12 by 12 because I don't have that size printer. And so this one, I just shrunk it down a little bit and made it a little card instead, because I like the fact that it said 4th grade right there. So my idea is to do something like this and put the card down there, and then the frame resting on top just enough so I could see. I like the tabs, and I like that 4th grade there, so I really want that to show. So that's my plan. And then I want to scoot that up. And then I'm going to repeat the same idea on the other side, just using my photos to guide the size of the blue. Okay, we'll talk about that more. Okay, so what do I have here? I want a little bit of blue at the top and a little bit at the bottom, so it's about a 1/2 inch. So I probably need to come down to 8 inches this way. Again, it's about a 1/2 inch. And then, oh wow, I probably want to go to at least 9 to make sure I can move it over a little bit. Yeah, 9. I'll go to 9. So I need to 8 by 9. Okay, so let's get our trimmer back out. This paper is not directional, so it doesn't matter. So I needed 8 by 9. So let's do the 9 first. and then the 8. Okay, so it's going to sit something like that, and then we'll bring in the picture in the frame. And I love the frame because it goes so good with that icon paper. Let's bring in our note card. So there we go. That's going to be, that was super simple, right? It's a little crooked, but I'll fix that. Super simple. I'm not going to add any other embellishments on here because that frame is going to speak for all my embellishments on this page. And I don't need a title because it has a title. And it's going to go right into her school album. So I won't need to say a lot on here. There'll be other pages in that album that need some journaling. So, but if you did need to journal, you could always journal right here. There's little lines on the paper. It's all good to go right there. So let's figure out how we're going to get this picture mounted into our frame. You'll see the frame is, you'll see where I added my dimension. You have to do a little trick sometimes, but it worked. Okay, so I want to mount the picture first and then put, I should probably use repositional. What do you think? We'll put it right over my foam. I might need to go back and eventually put some foam tape. Oh, I got a hair stuck. Put some liquid glue on top of that foam tape right there just to make sure. Okay, let's see if that's enough to get this photo mounted in here. Okay, let's see what we have. There we go. Yes, Irma, this is a really nice kit. And I was saying earlier that I didn't buy a lot of this collection, but if I ever wanted any of the icons, I can go right into the kit and print them off. So there we go. Okay, so I like that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You're liking this so far. I'm glad. Okay, so I'm going to attach this onto the card. I'm kind of doing a little bit backward because I want to make sure I position it correctly. I'll use, oh, whoops, I moved it. That's okay. Let's see. Let's push it all the way down. I'm really not a perfectionist. Let's scooch it this way. I'm watching over here, and I just wanted that little bit at the top. Let me get it attached to the card. Okay. And there we go. So I can move it around a little bit more freely now. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of extra adhesive on this because I feel like I have a lot of moving pieces with this one. So, okay, there we go. And remember, I wanted about a little bit on each, around the whole frame of the blue. There we go. Just wipe off. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. And doesn't, see, I don't need any more embellishments on this page at all. I don't think. I'm kind of one of those simple embellishing people. I like my embellishments, but I don't like to overdo it. I still want my photo to be the center. So I think this is just great. So let me go ahead and get this whole thing attached down. Again, I am using the repositionable just in case I want to, if I don't get it down the first time, which is a possibility. Let's see here. I'm going to actually stand up. Okay. There. I'm not sure how that looks for you, but it is pretty straight for here for me. So, okay. There we go. We're done with page 1 already. I will need to trim off this. I don't know if I have bigger scissors, but I'm just going to, I just turning it over, I have this piece hanging off the edge, so I'm just going to give that a little haircut. And I like to turn it over and just go right against the edge of the white paper. And it should give me a nice clean cut when we're done and not hanging over. So there we go. That way it'll fit in my page protector. So I don't know why that happens sometimes, but it does. Okay, so page 1 is done and complete. So we'll put that aside and I'll bring it back out when we get the other page done. So let's see if we can make this one just as easy. So it looks like I am, like I said, it's very warm in here and I think it curls my paper sometimes. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the plan with this page is to bring back in the blue paper. Now it does have these little speech bubbles, so I do want to make sure those are going directional, and I want them, they're facing up and down, so we're good there. Now these pictures are going to be a little more challenging than my last photo because I'm not going to use a pre-made frame, and they're not all going to be the same. So I have this one here with my daughter and her good friends at the time, which is really funny because the 4 of them just got together recently, and I thought that was, that's great. They're still friends. They still keep in touch after all these years. And so I have 3 photos of outdoors when we were leaving for school. So the vertical one, I don't think, that vertical one is actually my favorite, but it's not going to fit with the flow. So I'm going to go with that photo, and then let's see what we have here. I do want the friends to be toward the bottom and leaving from home at the top, so kind of in an order. Walking into class. I'm just thinking about the size because this one you'll see here, I don't have much room to trim. So I have to be very careful. I can trim off a tad at the top and maybe even the bottom, but the sides, the girls are very close to the edge there. This one I want to try and keep as much of the classroom because I want to see how the teachers set up the classroom for each student as they were coming in. I mean, teachers are amazing, right? It's so nice. The first day of school, you walk in and they had all their books ready, and she even had a banana for everybody. So I really think that's important to highlight. So I'm going to trim that one at least a little bit. And then this one, I have a lot of trimming I can do. So just trying to think of my overall layout. This one I can trim a lot, and this one I can trim a lot. So I put them catty corner, and then the ones that are going to stay as full as possible will be in the opposite corners from each other too. So that's going to be our plan. So Irma has a Canon printer that prints 12 by 12. Oh, you love it, huh? It's not that expensive on Amazon. How about the ink? How about the ink? Is it cost effective? That's always my question. Is it cost effective? Like some people might even say like, well, is it cost effective to print these embellishments at home? And because you can just buy them already printed and you won't have to waste the ink. But I feel like I get my money's worth out of printing the embellishments at home. So I'm wondering about that 12 by 12. I don't know, makes me nervous to print a whole 12 by 12 sheet. What if it messed up and then I would be crying? Okay, so let me trim this one first since it's the most important one. And I'll get as close. I can't really take off much at all. So maybe 1/4 of an inch it looks like. Okay. And then let's see here. Let's trim this one. I want to have a little bit of a blue border around. I don't want it to be all pictures, so I do want to have some blue border. So let's trim off this. I like that it has the teacher's name and the grade she's going into on this photo. So okay, so that was perfect. Let's see here. Okay, let me trim a little bit down. We should make this one 3.75 also. So let's see, 3 1/4. Getting really close to the part I liked was the teacher's name. So let's try that. Take a little sliver off. Okay, so now those are the same height. And let's start off by taking off a little bit. So it's worth printing the embellishment stickers and the mats. I always want more of a certain ones. Yes, that is true. Oops, I missed a few here. Let me back up. Oh, so Michelle, you have that same printer. It's not too bad on ink. Okay. Oh, you put pictures on it too. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I haven't quite caught on to the printing at home yet either. Yeah. What I like about printing the embellishments at home and the mats is you can change the size. And I love that because for me, sometimes the mats are a little bit big and I don't have a lot of journaling, especially when I'm working on my older albums. So I love the fact that I could make it a smaller, cuter one also. So that is one benefit of having the Cricut to cut it out for you, or if you're even going to fussy cut. Or scan and cut, right? You can do a scan and cut also if you have that. Okay, so I guess I'm going with a 3.75 inch so right now. And I can leave this one whole, or just trim off a little bit. I better measure that one a little better before I... Oh, it is the same. Okay, so it's this way. Yeah, the quality of your printing is probably much better than what you get from online stores nowadays, right? Oops. Okay, still a little big for me. Let's see. This part, the height of it isn't too bad. So right now we're at 8 inches. So I probably want to come down at least probably 8.5, if not 8 1/4. It's the width. This takes up a lot of my page. I didn't want it to be from edge to edge. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get these pictures a little bit smaller. So I am going to trim off a teeny bit of the girls. Not much. We'll see. And that wasn't so bad. Yeah, changing the mat size is huge for me. And sometimes the embellishments too. But sometimes there's a quote or a saying that you want to use multiple times, and you use it once and then you're like, oh no, I used it, and you can always print it again. I did that with the Deep in the Woods pack. I think I printed the same one like 3 times. Okay, see, I'm getting a lot more blue now. I love it. And I think I could trim down these photos a little bit more. So I'm going to trim off a teeny bit more. And I just really want them to be the same size so that it looks nice and square. But if that's not your thing, then you could trim them however it fits best for your photos. Okay, so I'm going to make this, well, it's going to be very small. Let's see. My first cut will be at 11.5. I'm taking off a 1/2 inch. Do I want to take off more? Do I want to take off more, and where can I? It would be these photos here. Well, I could trim this one and scoot that one over. Yeah, let's try that. Make the two in opposite corners. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. These two would be the same. It already is smaller. Let's see here. Yep, let me trim this one a little bit. Now I'm just going rogue here. That's okay. I like it. I could maybe even put a little something over the center. There we go. Let's see if I got a little bit smaller. Oh, I could maybe go to 11 inches now. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go 11 inches, and if I need to, I'll trim some more off those pictures. Okay, 11 inches it is. That was tough. Probably should have done that beforehand. Oops, can't see that. Okay, well, then I'll just use this guide on this side, right? There we go. And we didn't measure going down. So let's see what we need going down. Oh, I did measure going down. I don't remember. What was it? It was these two photos. 8 1/4. 8 1/4. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Now I have a nice little scrap pile over here to my side. Okay. Let's put these back on. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was like that. Yep. Okay. I was really trying hard to get them all to be the same, but I couldn't do it. So, and I did want some blue showing through. So let me line these up. Okay, there we go. That's what it's going to look like. And yep, I think I'm okay with that. I might tuck them up a little bit closer and in, and then make a little final cut at the bottom. So let's go ahead and get these down. I'm going to use my repositionable just in case. Just want a little bit of a frame around it. And I like to have my pictures all to have that little frame around each one. I could have put them, butt them right up next to each other, and to save that space that I was looking for, but I do like to have a little bit of the matte behind the photos peeking through each one. I'm just visually trying to make sure that I have the same width, so I will trim off a little bit more there and at the bottom. And this one needs a little bit more of a trim. I do want this to be aligned with that one, so I just need to trim off a little teeny bit. Since I already have adhesive on here, I'm just going to stick it facing up. It's my repositionable, so it came right off the trimmer. There we go. Okay, now let me trim this, and we're finished with the photos. So I just want that little teeny bit, like it's probably like 1/8 of an inch even. I'm going to check with my guide here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. That was the scariest part. Do it again here. Yep. There we go. Ta-da! We're done with the photos. So that's going to be a lot different than the other side, but it's going to look it's going to bring that blue in on each side. So I do want to make sure I'm aligning this the same across. Oh wait, look at that. I didn't even plan that, but they're pretty close in size. Let's see here. I think I want the bottom to be the part that is lined up. So I'm going to just put a little bit on right now. I might have to come back later and put this on. I got my mats right here. How particular do I want to be? I see what you're saying, Irma. If you print on demand, so she's saying if you print your photos on demand instead of ordering them all at once, like I do, then you actually probably save money because you're really only printing the ones that you're ready to scrap. And you're probably not, like me, I get kind of a little bit lazy and like, oh, I'm just going to print all of them from this category, even though I might not want them all. So yeah, I see what you're saying. And then I end up tossing a few because I don't like how they came out. It's at 11 inches here, so I'm going to put this one at 11 inches. So yeah, I see what you're saying. You're probably right. Something to think about, right? I just know that I would get so caught up in the printing. By the time I'm done with the printing, I'm not going to feel like scrapbooking anymore. But I guess it's the same. I would have to do it in sections like I print now. I can't think about printing and scrapbooking on the same day. It's just, my mind just doesn't work like that. So, okay, so that's our main part of our layout right now. And I wanted to add a couple things in before we move on. So I said I was done embellishing here, but I did, I kind of wanted to make this a little more cohesive across the top here. And that's where I was going to bring in the brown. And also I was thinking about the striped paper. I know it's kind of loud already, but I'm thinking just a 1/4 inch strip across the top. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more than a 1/4 inch. Okay, let's try that. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Like that, just a small piece. I'm just going to the end of my gray mat. Okay, if I don't like this, then I'm not wasting a huge amount of paper. And then, how do I want to cut this one? The back of this one's really cute, little graduation caps. It's a ruler, but I think I don't want to cut, because on one I would get little lines, and on the next one I'm going to get the solid piece. So I think what I want to do is I don't care so much if it's a ruler shape. I just want the brown as a neutral to bring in. So I'll do the same thing. A little strip. And what I'm thinking is across the top. The reason why is because I kind of want something at the top to kind of tell me like this is where my layout ends. I have at the bottom, I have the white. But at the top, I kind of want something to tell my eye, this is where I want my layout to stop. That one's a little bigger. That's okay. There we go. So it'll look like this. And then, so far I have not brought in anything from my stash, and wasn't that my point? I've been printing it all or cutting paper. So I do have a couple things here from my stash that I wanted to try and incorporate. Let's see, am I done with, I think I'm done with the trimmer for now. I have this, oh hi Mona. I have this ABC strip from my stash. Now this kit did come, or this collection did come with on their border strips, one similar to this. It's green though, but I had this black one, so I thought, you know what? I want to use this up, and I love it because it brings in the neutral colors. So it's going to run across like that. And then just because I have it and I love it. The new Home Sweet Home border making cartridge. I want to try and cut one out and maybe run it across the bottom. So this way I'm tying in my two layouts by adding in something that's going to connect between both pages. Because we have one is her school photo on one side and one is first day of school. So to kind of make those cohesive, I want to kind of join them together. So I'm just going to punch out one strip really fast. I don't want to do it on top of my layout, so I'm going to move it over here. So Cheryl, you're saying when you have a lot of photos, you print them on demand in sections. So Friday nights are my print time. Oh, you have a schedule. See, that's what I need. A firm schedule. You print your print time and your scrap. And it's okay. So on Friday night, you're printing so that you're ready for the weekend to scrap. Awesome. And you're only printing what you need, what you're going to scrap the next day. And so then you could probably adjust photo sizes too, because like this photo, I probably could have printed a smaller one and not had to cut it down so much, and then I would have more blue. So you see, I think I'm convincing myself, right? To print at home. Now, sometimes I do print at home, but just through my Mac, and it allows me to do the different sizes that you could do any size you want on there, because you can do a custom size. So that's pretty cool. But I don't do that a lot because I just have a laser inkjet. So I don't know, not the greatest. So, but you guys are convincing me. I should look into it. Yeah, see, you're only printing what you need. So, yeah. So here's my cutout, my punch out. Sorry, I was off to the side there a little bit because I didn't want to have to do it on top of my layout with all the fallout that comes out. It's a lot of cute fallout on this one, little hearts and stuff, but I didn't want to keep it. So I'm going to trim this one. It's an edge punch, so you get to decide how big you want it. I think I'm going to go with 1 inch. It seems like a pretty standard size. So I lined everything. The little roofs of the houses, I make sure is on the 1 inch line. And then I cut through that. And my idea is, same thing I'm going to do up here with the black, is I want to line it up. And I probably will put probably about 4, let's see, what does it look like with 5 houses? I want it right across the blue. That way, if it's not perfectly straight, then it'll look like it. So maybe 4. No, I want it touching. I do want it to touch over here. Kind of brings that cohesiveness all together. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 5 houses on one side, and then the rest will pick up over here. And then I'm hoping that that's going to tie in my layouts together. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to snip this one right at the between the K and the L. Oops, wrong pair. And so it's going to go like that. And then this one, let's see, I'll trim it halfway and see if I like it hanging off the little edge. I can trim that. So it's going to be like this. You see how I have it ever so slightly touching my mat over here. I know that looks crooked in the frame, but it's really not on my side. I don't know why it looks like that on your side. And then this one, okay, one thing that it has, this heart is cut into 2, but it's kind of cute. So we'll leave it. So it'll look like this, and it'll be all the way up against the blue, and it will be overlapping my photo a little bit like that. Okay, now this page really is done. I think that's plenty on this page. I have that frame that's taking over my embellishments, and then I like it. I added just enough to bring those together. So, but I do want to do something over here, and I have this big section right here that I want to use. So what I did was I did print the mat from the mat. I did print from the digital art kit one of the mats because I loved this. Sorry, looking for my personal trimmer. This it looks like a piece of paper with the holes at the top, and I liked it because I feel like it matches and goes along with over here what we have. But I am going to trim off just there. I noticed they're not quite even, so I'm just going to trim it down just a little bit. Not a huge deal. Nobody would ever notice that if I didn't point that out right now. Okay. Okay, whoops. So that's I'm gonna tuck that somewhere like in there. And then I printed off the first day of school, and it's gonna go right over here. Oh, I tucked right under that photo, and I like that. Perfect. Okay, I need to bring in a couple more stash items because I'm not really conquering that stash, and this is why I have a stash, because I don't. I go for those new products right away. So I have some older Creative Memory stickers that I have. Look at this, I have 3 sheets of all the same, and I just probably am going to pull off the stars. I just wanted to make sure I keep condensing first, and I found these cute little pair of scissors that just happened to fall out into my hand when I was getting ready, so I thought, well, this is meant to be, so I'm going to put the scissors like that. And I really like, oh my gosh, this, I didn't realize this, it says report card grade 5, so that I can't really use that. And I have 3 of those. Darn. So I do like the backpack anyway. Right? The backpack's super cute. So I'm going to take the backpack and the stars and then go from there. Oh, thank you, Deborah. So Irma says, I use Red River photo paper and buy it when it's on sale. Okay, so that's probably improves the quality a lot, right? Yeah. And yeah, I am getting convinced. Oh, okay. I'll have to look into it. If you're just coming on, we're talking about 12 by 12 printers. Well, then I really will be using these digital art kits to the max, right? Printing off everything. Okay. And then I'm going to put a couple of these stars around. I haven't adhered any of this down yet, so it's still kind of moving. I'm not sure I'll ever use 3 report cards for a 5th grade. I mean, I have 3 kids, but I think one is done with their 5th grade, both their 5th grade book. So, okay, I like it. 3 little stars right around the backpack, kind of jumping out. And I know I keep saying this side is done, and now I want to add a couple stars. I know I shouldn't fuss with this side, but let's just see if we can tuck in maybe even just 1. Use up that one. There we go. That wasn't too bad, right? Okay. I will get this all adhered down. But there we go. Yeah. You guys are trying to convince me. I'll have to let you know. I'll look into it. I am going to look into it because I mean, obviously I love these digital art kits, right? I keep bringing them up in videos, so why not? Oh, you jumped on late, Deborah. Yeah, we're talking about printers and printing from home and the digital art kits. And with this back to school collection, all I bought was the designer paper pack and the digital art kit. So it's been fun. I just have really been addicted to those digital art kits. So anyway, here we go. We're done. I love this page with this layered frame, my homemade layered frame. And yeah, this page, I love it too because I got all 4 of my pictures on there that kind of spell out her first day of 4th grade. So that's awesome. And there we go. What do you guys think? Let me bring you guys back here. I lost my mouse. I have a lot of scraps now, which is good. Easier to cut into a scrap, isn't it? Okay. There we go. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you got some kind of motivation out of it. My main thing today was just using those vertical strips. I love that idea. And I think in this particular case, it added a lot of spunk and pizzazz to my layout. And it's a school theme, so it needed those bright, vibrant colors. So, okay, so let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cheryl. I love doing double page spreads. And these two weren't really technically the same theme, right? Because one's for school photo and one's first day of school, but they can pass. Pass, get it? Okay, so what do we have coming up? Oh yeah, yeah. I fixed that. I played with that audio today so often. I don't know why. I thought I conquered my problem, but thank you, Mona, for letting me know. So what I was saying was we talked about Croptoberfest at the beginning of the video, and I wanted to talk a little bit more. I am going to host my first ever virtual crop. It's going to be October 22nd. We're going to start pretty early in the morning. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be on Zoom, so it'll be come and go as you need to or want to. And I'll open the Zoom room at 7 a.m. my time because anybody on the East Coast, it'll already be 10 a.m. for them. So, and and so there'll be plenty of open crop time, but then we are actually going to do at least 4 autumn layouts using mostly the Croptoberfest premium bundle. There's a lot of paper choices in there, but it also comes with a project recipe, so we'll probably use all those papers and mix and match them. And the fee for that's going to be $15, but if you purchase your premium bundle through my website, then you would be entered into the crop for free. Okay, we will have a private Facebook group, and that's mainly so that we could post our layouts and share with each other, and I can post in there directions for the pages that we're going to do, supply lists, and things like that could all be done in the Facebook group. But of course, if Facebook is not your thing, I understand, and I could always email you the information. So more information will be coming with that shortly, but I did want to pop back to my camera, my overhead, really quickly and show you, if you haven't seen them yet, the project recipe. I went ahead and did the project recipe already because couldn't wait. But the project recipe is really cute. So during the crop, we'll be using the papers from this, and so that's why I wanted to show you. So if you were interested and you might want to pick up an extra one of these as well. But that's the first layout. Super cute, totally my style, right? It kind of looks like what we just did with a big block for your photos here, and then a couple little photos off to the side. And then here's the second one, or maybe they're reversed, but anyway, the second layout. Again, super cute. I love how it runs off the side and onto the next page. And this is my go-to design right here. When I have pictures on one side and I want to make a double page spread, I use this a lot, so I was kind of happy to see that. And what I really loved about this is that they used the whole sticker pack in this project recipe, so that was pretty good. Except I did have one little moth left over and I could not figure out where he went, but he went on a card, so he did not go to waste. I did use him, but anyway, so very, very use of the materials for this and very little scrap. So I wanted to show you that just in case you were interested in getting 1 or 2 of those. Okay, let me go back. Okay, and so then our next live will come back together on September 13th, 2 weeks. That is a Tuesday, and my mic, I'm not muted, right? Okay, how come this one worked and the last one didn't? I did the same thing. Very strange. Okay, anyway, I need to do that week on a Tuesday, so I hope that's not a problem for anybody. Because, well, I can't tell you why yet, but I'll tell you on Tuesday what I'm doing the rest of that week. So very exciting news, but yeah, I have to do it on Tuesday, but we'll keep the same time as 5 p.m. Okay? Any questions to anything? Well, you can put them in the chat now, but if we go off the air, you can always go back to the video and let me know. And also, in every video, I always have my email in there. So if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to drop me an email. I don't mind. I love I love talking about scrapbooking. So, so anyway, that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me and scrapbooking along with me. And I guess until next time, take care. Bye-bye.